The first night I got to the Eastro House, this was so weird.
I'm at the Eastro House right now.
To be a little bit quiet because they're all practicing and some of them are still asleep. It's actually really early for pro gamers over here. It's only like 1 o'clock right now. Oh my god, it's July dark. There he is.
They have to prove they're worthy, basically. Until you win something, you're trash.
About how bad the old team houses in Korea were. So, like, for instance, the cheapest team was actually the team that I lived with, Eastro. Okay, so I moved out here in 2008, and I lived with Eastro for over a year. And then eventually moved out to my own apartment. I can talk about why that happened a little bit later. But so I lived with them for over a year, and it was like 2 rooms of bunk beds. Yeah, I lived in Eastro. I lived in what was like the dirty clothes room. So we had 3 foreigners living in the Eastro House at its peak. Me, Puerto Rican, and Idra. And we had 2 small mattresses on the floor without fucking sheets on them. So there was 3 of us, and whoever got there last would have to just sleep without a mattress. So it was oftentimes me or Idra that would get there last. Idra because he was practicing until very late, and me because I was out drinking with Tasteless. So it was like this very small side room, and the fucking screen was like broken or something. We got so many mosquito bites. It was insane. I woke up one day with 17 mosquito bites on my hand. The area we lived in was a little bit more like trees and shit than, it wasn't like central Seoul. It was very southern Seoul in Sochogu. But anyways, they would throw like their dirty laundry into the room. So it was like not, like I didn't have a closet or anything. I just like had my duffel bag with my clothes in it on the floor, and like I had to be careful and like do my laundry and then get it right away. Otherwise, people would just take my clothes and wear them. Like people would be walking around with my T-shirt on, and I don't have any clean clothes. Oh my god, that was so funny. There was no real ownership in the house, right? And also, I was a vegetarian, so it was really hard for me to eat. Like I lived off of hard-boiled eggs, rice, seaweed, and for the first week after groceries would come, because groceries would come like once or twice a month, and there'd be cereal. So I get some cereal in there too, which I ate with water. Milk, yeah. Anyways, it wasn't super great.
So you joined the Eastro Team. What was it like when you first joined there?
Well, most people have heard this story. It wasn't great. The way it works is B-teamers don't get much attention from the coaches at all.
Yeah.
And they have to earn the right to practice with the good players. They have to prove they're worthy, basically. Until you win something, you're trash. And for most of them, that works, because they're in this generation of new players who's all coming up at the same time, so they keep practicing together. And then the skilled ones, they rise up and they become a legit part of pro gaming.
Yeah.
But for foreigners, like me, Rhett had the same problem.
Noni not as much, but he had Juani living in the house with him to translate all the time.
Yeah, and he was Protoss, so he could win games anyway.
That's true. The first night I got to the Eastro House, this was so weird. All right, so like, I walked in and met the coaches, and Xian 333, that old player, Zerg player, he was a pro that became a coach. He was like the assistant coach of Eastro. We actually became pretty good friends back then. He was a great guy. But like as soon as I got in, he like we met these guys, and Xian had like 4 words of English, but somehow we had long conversations with each other. Like he was not shy at all about trying to talk, which was nice because a lot of people aren't like that. But he literally grabbed my stomach through my T-shirt. He goes, "Oh, you're fat," and he like wiggled my stomach fat. And truly I wasn't, but like compared to the Korean people in the house, I guess I was. So that was like a culture shock moment. It's a very common thing out here, is if there's anything wrong with you, they let you know immediately. Like they are not, like if they think that you are overweight in any way, it's like, "Oh, hey, why are you so fat?" And I'm like, "Oh, damn." Yeah, that's that was my intro to the Eastro House. Literally, like 5 minutes after I got there, that happened to me. I'm like, "What's going on?" Also, there's like, Koreans are much more physical in their affection for friends and stuff. So definitely I had moments where like guys are like holding my hand in the house or like their hand is on my leg and stuff and I'm like, what's going on? But you get used to it. It's actually very normal here where you just see people holding hands, like two men holding hands walking down the street just because they're friends.
I'm at the Eastro House right now. We have plenty of guys here practicing. Pop shop. Pop shop. Oh, man. So really has a chance?
He's still gonna be in a world of trouble as soon as Hyva gets the 11 units, but at least he's not dead yet. This is gonna be a good game because the barracks are undefended. I don't think Serial is gonna be happy.
Well,
Nice to meet you, Micro.
Alright everyone, I am now in the Startail House. I have to be a little bit quiet because they're all practicing and some of them are still asleep. It's actually really early for pro gamers over here. It's only like 1 o'clock right now, or 2 maybe. So this is the door. And of course where all the shoes are. Look at all those shoes, oh my god. This is the view as you first step into the room. Isn't it awesome? Let's give you a little tour. Little sleeping room. Little office slash sleeping room. Oh my god, it's July Zerg. There he is. Coat room. Of course, that room for laundry and whatnot. We'll get back to the players in a moment. Another sleeping room. There's people sleeping there. I'm not going to tape sleeping pro gamers for you guys. I'm sorry, I won't go that far. I'll do a lot for you guys, but not that. We have the laundry, the kitchen, and the cook slash cleaner. One of the first people up, practicing hard. Looks familiar. Zowie keyboard. Love that mouse pad. Of course, the master himself. The greatest Zergs who ever lived, July Zerg. Look at that sick friendliness. A beautiful sight to behold. Always like July Zerg. I'm a big fan of July Zerg. I'm more impressed with July Zerg than almost everybody. In fact, I find him more impressive than, yeah, just about everybody. July Zerg, like I wrote something, there was like some esports magazine that I wrote an article for once about July Zerg because he actually has one of the most impressive careers ever. He won like championships in like 3 different eras of StarCraft, and he's the one that broke I Love Oov's domination. Like July Zerg, in many ways, is the most impressive player ever. Because almost no one, most people do stints, like little sections of dominance, and then July Zerg's like, hey, I'm the best player, and then he goes away. Hey, I'm the best player, goes away. Hey, I'm the best player, goes away. Even came into GSL in, like, what was it, Season 3 of GSL, he made it to the finals against MC, and ended up losing against this new force field style, which you can't blame him. MC, like, changed the fucking world. But he, like, almost won in GSL as well. July Zerg's amazing. So, yeah,